Hey everyone, Somber here. Let's play some more AI War 2. This will be part 5 of my campaign.
Metal reserves critical.
So if you'll recall, my economy was not in a great place, so we need to rebuild that a bit. Get some metal stored up again. I'm not too much in debt for rebuilding things. And we had established that probably my next objective was to go and take Reading. So there's an eye that I need to knock out, but it's already vulnerable. We've already destroyed lots of the guard posts at Reading. So we can go and take those out, and this will help us explore this region. There's a few other bits and pieces we could go and have a look at, and something I am kind of planning on doing is maybe I'll take Reading, I'll see what appears. That will push my hack points up to 70, because I'll get 25 for taking Reading. You get an extra 5 hack points if it's one that's adjacent to one of your worlds, but I can't really do that at the moment. Yeah, let's unpause. So that's the plan. Once I've taken Reading, I might go and do a small super terminal hack. Not for a very large amount of hack points, but that's a potential option. So I'm going to move my fleets to Drumbo, and 6 is loaded up. They're also going to go to Drumbo. I'm going to want to have everyone ready for taking Reading and what might come after that, but I want to be fairly quick. It looks like everywhere else is basically under control, and our economy, you know, it will recover. It's not there yet, but it will. Ooh. Perilously close to losing a command station there. We're going to be okay. Our turrets are picking off the attacking enemy quite quickly. I think we'll be okay. I might want to upgrade force fields. I've only got them at Mark 1 at the moment. Upgrading them would mean that we would lose fewer command stations to random things. And I'd be quite into that, because whenever I lose a command station, it sets off an exo wave, and the exo wave can cause trouble, you know, it drains on my economy and so on. So we're going to head to Reading. Let's head through Dorsey, since there's some enemy threat built up in Dorsey. So we will fly 1 over there. Mr. Lasers and the Tortoise will back him up. And we'll unload and get some repairs to our stuff before we move on. Engineers will automatically do that. But then in we go to Dorsey.
Allied resistance ships joining the fight.
Joined by the Tortoise. I was going to say torso. A bit weird. And the Paw Patrol has turned up to help us. That's nice. So hopefully the Paw Patrol will help us stop this Warden fleet, I think. Are they a Warden fleet? Yes. From escaping. And our snipers will get a few if they can leave. But our snipers aren't terribly strong. That's something we might want to upgrade their tech a bit. And the attrition from the Tortoise, of course. You can see the Tortoise here. Ambling along is going to shoot that one. The attrition from that is on everything constantly, so he'll be softening them up, helping our snipers get some kills. 5 and 2, go to Dorsey. Then we're going to go to Ballantoy, Portland, and we're going to go take Reading. I just wanted to go to Dorsey as it was an opportunity to kill some of this, some of the Warden stuff that was here. Just clear the system out of it. Good. Economy is getting back on solid ground. And we'll stack up over here and knock out these turrets. And then I'm going to order everyone to go through to Ballantoy. There's not really anything there I'm worried about. Just a handful of Warden fleet things that have fled here, and they'll be shot down pretty quick. send everyone over to Portland, or the wormhole to Portland to get ready. I really need to load up my fleets. I'm being a bit silly leaving some of them behind. You can see the snipers are really slow, for instance. Should be a bit more careful with that, really. Let's load them all up now. And by that I mean the Tortoise and Fleet 1, they're the main ones. Because when they're on the same planet and they've issued a load order, it speeds them up to get back in the hangar. Which is good for picking up things that are lagging behind.
Human resistance cell in full retreat.
Okay, one is already loaded up, and we're going to launch a raid on that eye. So I'm going to send in one, they're going to unload at Portland. And they'll be joined by the others. And I think that our beautiful starfish will be enough to go and knock the eye out on his own. I don't want to send too much in because it will set the AI off. When you have too much strength, this eye structure will activate. Praetorian Guards here. So how much strength have they got? 57, so we don't want to go above 57 strength. This is okay to take some damage. Look how quickly it's shredding through those shields, isn't that beautiful? And it starts making tentacles. Look at that, perfect. So let's go and take Reading. Everyone here can go in Reading. I'm really happy with that starfish. You can see there one of his great uses is when he's very outnumbered. He produces those tentacles and they just start wrecking everything. Yeah, he's savaging a Guardian now. I'll attempt to go and kill this Phosphorus Guardian. See that shield's going down now. Their shield doesn't decrease in size as they take damage, which can make them quite annoying. They can push your stuff out of the way quite nastily. He will soon be destroyed. And then we've got a force coming in at Bala. Are we worried about that? I don't feel particularly worried about it. Now normally when I'm going to go and do a big hack, like I'm going to do on this Spire archive, I would send my fortress to go and build a bunch of extra turrets. But I think, given that we're going to take this system before doing the hack, that I will just rely on a military command station to do it. So I'm going to knock over this command station. That will stop the counter-attack. We're going to destroy the guard post anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but that's gone. And then we're going to build a military command station. I'm just going to put it here. And that guard post is gone. So I'm going to have my guys stack up, ready to fight this hack. Is Bala okay? Seems to be. Our turrets are doing a good job shredding through those guardians as they move in. And our tractors, of course, a bunch of them. Let's add in a assault frigate. So, over on Reading, we've built our military command station. We're going to build a whole load of ambush turrets, and because I'm just concentrating on doing the hack, I'm not really worried about building stuff to defend this. I'll rebuild my defences in a more sensible places afterwards. And around the hack, we're going to build death grips and tractors, so that nothing can escape. There's going to be quite a enemy force at Pickering. I think Pickering's not super well defended. Yeah, so perhaps we will send our fastest fleet, fleet number 1, back to Pickering, just to make sure that we don't lose our command station there. Because in the meanwhile, we'll be building our trap.
I'll see it gets done.
Hack defences. So the Spire hack, you get, I believe it's Yeah, 8,000 science. If you fail, the AIP goes up by 80.
Resistant cell has engaged the AI.
So if you have to cancel the hack because it's getting out of control, or your ship that's doing the hack gets destroyed, then you get 80 AIP. So we can't have that happen. That would be an absolute disaster if that happened. So we don't want that. Drumbo. Paw Patrol's helping there, that's fine. Once our Fleet 1 gets to Pickering, he'll unload and just defeat that wave that's coming in there. So having taken Reading, we have now revealed that Hounslow is a Bastion world, which means that the AI's homeworld is Richmond, Eskra. Can't be Analit because Watford isn't one, so I think it's pretty certain it's one of these three. Richmond, Eskra. Oh, it can't be Keister. So I think it has to be one of those two, possibly Raida, but I'm pretty sure it has to be one of those two.
Cell strike successful. They are headed home.
Okay, we can build some more turrets.
I'll see to it myself.
Let's have some
Ships
pikes.
detected. IFF signals are friendly.
A couple of tachyons. And I think, given that the hack response for the pink AI is still quite low. You can see that the red one is about to tick over into a higher response level, but the pink one is, or mauve one is not so bad. Oh, CPA coming. So that's in 9 minutes. So we can do the hack in 5 minutes. So I'm going to load up Fleet 1 and they're going to head back here and they will be doing the hack. Yep, they're loaded. Back to Reading. So Fleet 1 will get here, do the hack.
We won't let you down.
And all these turrets will be hammering away at everything that pours out of here. It's quite a long hack, so even though it will generate quite a lot of strength, if we look 248 strength, they'll be spread out over that 300 seconds.
IFF signals are friendly.
So this should be more than enough, all these turrets. I just want to make sure that the hack doesn't get on top of us. Where is my battle station? Protecting Dunline Bala. That's fine. Can you build some more things? You can build more Holocene turrets here.
Resistance cell strike successful.
let's have
they
some.
are headed home.
And we'll beef up the tractors a bit here. Since we've got the energy to do it. So taking Reading has given us enough hack points that we can do the hack, and it's given us some extra science. It's always a nice thing about taking a planet. And it's got 8 asteroid fields, so it gave us a boost to our economy too. Okay, I'm going to unload Fleet 1, and Fleet 1 is going to do the hack. Spire Cryo Extraction, go.
Our hackers are starting.
So here goes the hack. And the enemy will start to spawn out there, but they'll immediately get hit by all these turrets when they spawn. So we'll barely even need our fleet, is the hope. We shouldn't need it at all, really. So yeah, we have found the AI. We can start softening them up if we want to. The brain is here or here. If we did a hack on one of those planets to explore, it's 5 hack points though, but we could just see what's in there if we wanted. We've also spotted a data center at Garvagay. Garvagay? Yeah, Garvagay. So we definitely want to go and take that, so I will send something to go and take that immediately. Let's take the starfish. And I think I can just tell the starfish to go and kill it. I think that will work, and it'll just fly all the way there. Yep. So that's another 20 AOP reduced, although our floor is now 106, so that won't actually reduce our effective AIP, it will only reduce our AIP if we happen to get more. The other thing I'm a bit worried about is the amount of threat the AI has. I'd like to pick up some of their Hunter and Warden fleets and things to reduce their overall power. But they can send wherever they need it. Makes the AI less flexible. So we'll send the starfish back.
Massive incursion into our territory.
Doing this raid has actually freed up a bunch of ships to join their threat, because they were alerted. So sometimes you don't want to do this because it lets too many of the enemy escape. In fact, so that we kill off some of these enemies,
IFF signals are friendly.
I'm going to, and because our hack's going so well, I'm going to redirect Fleet 1 and Fleet 5 over into Tavistock. Actually, I'll do 6 too. Let's do them all in there, because the turrets are easily keeping control of the hack. When the hack reaches the end, it releases a bigger chunk. Okay. Enemy presence on Tavistock is upsetting a lair. So there must be a lair at Peacehaven. Yeah, there's a... Oh dear. How unpleasant. Well, we definitely don't want to set that off. So we'll get out of there before that's activated, but for now they can just keep fighting. I've got to make sure that my flagships that I can't scrap stay back near this so they can escape immediately, because these ones, if I run out of time on the layer, I can just scrap them. I can't do that with the flagships. I mean, I'd rather not scrap anything. I want to just clear out what's here and leave, but sometimes you have to. Sniper's doing well. So Limverdy's going to take an attack. And all the people that I moved in here, all those fleets are going to retreat to Reading now. Because we've... You have destroyed the... threat fleet that was hanging around in Tavistock that was escaping. Yeah, this is looking fine. The turrets are just on that. Do some repairs. So what's next? Well, deal with the CPA, and I'd like to... If I take another system, I'll get some more exploration, which would let me take these things. Oh, another thing we found is a distribution node. I would like to go and take that out. It raises AIP by 3, but you get 1,200 science and 35 hacking points. Those are extremely nice to get. The only way I can get there is through Stonehouse, so...
Let's see if we can make this our last meeting.
A wave against Reading. Cool. We're reaching the end of the hack.
Roger, Dodger.
Do I have... I'd like to go and blow up that distribution centre. What can I send? Raid frigates are good for raiding, as you would imagine. Where are my raid frigates? Here they are. The vicious raid frigate squad. Okay, I'm going to tell them to not shoot, so they build up their cloaking points. Okay, here we go. So it spawned... I mean, not very much on that final tick, and we've got our technology now. I'm going to go and take out that distribution. So I'll send the raid frigates... Well, first they'll go to Portland. I'm going to load up my Tortoise and send it back, because the CPA could cause us some problems. Tortoise is going to go to Drumbo. And I'm also going to send Mr. Lasers down to Eglinton. Here's my squad.
Thank you.
So I want them to go Stonehouse and then Goshton. I think when they go into Stonehouse, the mass driver is going to start shooting them. I don't want that mass driver hanging around, so I'm going to put them in position to kill that. This will fire because they are frigate sized. Yeah, see, the mass driver just obliterates one of them every time it fires. But we'll destroy that, so that's fine. Go on, guys. You left 6. 6 of you left. Come on, take it out. There we go. Tell them to turn their guns off again. And send them to Goshton. And then their job is to destroy this. Distribution node. Fire it well. distribution node's gone.
Yes, of course.
Go back to Reading. So Reading's lost one of its factories because the turrets are all kind of in the wrong place. So I'm going to scrap some of those, and we'll be moving those turrets. But we've got a bunch of hack points and a bunch of science points, so we're in a good place. We've got a CPA that we'll deal with, and then we'll move on to our next offensive objective. But I don't want to overstretch myself, it's really important that I don't. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else particularly we've discovered that we want to claim or anything, so... One will stay here.
Station, eh?
We've moved other forces back. We're in pretty good shape. Oh, another thing I wanted to do was I realised the high energy transport ship gives you energy, but it doesn't increase the economy where you put it. I'd like a ship that increases the economy. So transport flagship here, this gives you an extra 10% metal and energy on the planet, which would be great to have on our home planet because it produces so much. So what I'm going to do is move 4 down to
Right away,
Balabogi, and I'm going to swap its numbers round with this high energy transport ship. So Bragalade. So it's going to be an energy transport, and it's going to have all of the ships that were in Fleet 4, which are now in Home Defenders. Here they are. So it's going to have all those ships. And the reason I'm doing that is that then we'll get the economy boost from our new Fleet 0. Just put him, he can just hang out next to the Home Command Station, that's fine. And our new Fleet 4 will give us the energy, but he can just travel wherever he wants. Because you have to stay still at a planet for 5 minutes before it will
Sure
give you
thing.
the economy boost. So I just want to leave that fleet to do that there. That'll work out nicely. Okay, we're in good shape. I could make a little raid into Hounslow. If you want to destroy an AI homeworld, you need to destroy all of the dire guard posts that are scattered around on its planet, and also the planets that are nearby to it. So for instance, this one, the Red Overlord, has 12 dire guard posts protecting it, and it's invulnerable as long as at least one exists, so you need to take that out. Each dire guard post increases AIP by 8 points when it dies. So the total is 8 times 12 for all of the guard posts, which is 96. And then an additional 37 for the AI Overlord. And then it goes into a phase 2 and you have to kill it again, which is another 37 AIP. So the total for killing all the dire guard posts and killing an Overlord twice and defeating one of the brains entirely is 170 AIP. So, if we gained 170 AIP, we would be at total reduction is 220, unused AIP reduction is 20, so we would go up from 150 from where we are, so we'd be at 257, which you can see is enough to put the current mark level up. But it wouldn't go up until we destroyed the second phase, so all of our preparation of attacking one of the homeworlds before we destroyed phase 2, it wouldn't put the overall AI mark level up. Overall AI mark level going up is a bad thing. It makes them a lot stronger all over the galaxy. So we're now getting the first of the cross-planetary invasions turn up. That's absolutely fine. And we're just going to get things attacking on our borders generally. Reading's attracted a decent little squad of them. And in the meantime we can reposition our forces at Reading. So where do we want our command station to be? No, we can only transform it. If I destroy this in order to move it somewhere else, I'm going to have to take an exo fleet, which I don't want to at the moment. So I'm just going to try and defend here. So I'm going to build the turrets all really close to the military command station, which is not ideal, really. Yeah, should have built that in a more defensible position. Like, you want to defend against all these things, so you could maybe build it in a place where it can defend Portland Junction. Just build it on top of Portland with lots of defences in front of it. Or build it a bit back from Portland with all its defences in front of it. I think we're just going to have to accept that. So I'm going to delete
Allied
this.
resistance ships joining the fight. World lost.
Okay, that doesn't set off the... That's good. That doesn't set off the AI's exogalactics when you do that. So I'm going to build my military command station. I think I'm going to put it just here. Yep, that's where that'll go.
Very good, sir. Sure thing.
Attention. These collisions will be recorded for science.
So a thing that I want to do, just to be careful, is increase my force fields level. So I'm going to spend some tech on that immediately. 1,500 tech. It's not too much to make all of my force fields better across the entire galaxy, and make it much less likely that an unforeseen accident will cause us trouble. And then I'm going to build beam turrets. We're going to reposition our pike turrets. So they're in a defensive line in front of Portland. Not in front of Portland, next to Portland, in front of my command station. Let's reposition these tachyons. There we go.
A new instigator base has been constructed.
Okay. Oh, we're going to have to reach that quick. I'm going to pause it. So, Caerleon has an instigator base. It's going to activate very quickly. I don't really want it to. I want to get rid of that as fast as possible. So I'm going to tell one to load, and one is going to fly over there and get Caerleon's instigator base out of there immediately. So one, go to Caerleon. It's a nice quick journey. We should be able to pick that up before it activates at all. Big enemy forces turned up at Pickering, causing all kinds of trouble, so I'm going to send...
I'll see that it's done. Ships detected.
I'm going to send a force to Drumbo as well.
Launching major offensive.
Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble in Pickering. I've sent fleet 6 and 5, the Tortoise and Mr. Lasers. Here we go. Fleet number 1 has arrived. Are we aggravating anything by being here? No. So the instigator base is dealt with, and I'll just let them rampage and kill off the ships that are trying to escape. Spawn against Eglinton, but I'm more worried about Pickering holding up. You can see Pickering is getting hammered. Some reinforcements have arrived, but I don't think they'll be quick enough to stop this from going down. No, I think we're going to lose a command station there. Yes, so lost a command station, and we get another exo spawn, which can cause us some problems somewhere else. That's okay, it's just the one at the moment from this cross-planetary attack. I can live with that. Eglinton has got a fair bit attacking it, but isn't too threatened by that. And I'm gonna... Ooh. Nodorian got defeated in Drumbo, in Pickering, and sent to Drumbo. I'm loading up fleet number 1, and I'm going to send it back to help with this as well, because Reading's safe. Yeah, it's really Eglinton. Pickering obviously we've lost, but Mr. Lasers is going to go in there and tidy that up. That's fine. So fleet 1 is going to head to Eglinton, I think. Yeah. And he's going to make sure that they don't destroy the command station there.
Done here. Allied resistance ships leaving.
And meanwhile, Mr. Lasers is trying to tidy up some of the forces here, and he's going to be reinforced by the Tortoid. Problem is, the Tortoid's forces are all these snipers that are very vulnerable, so whenever I fly him in, he tends to immediately take quite a few losses. The only other thing is, well, Belfast? Why do I see what's happening in Belfast? That's weird. Okay, so Fleet 1 will secure Eglinton very quickly. And then they're going to go to Pickering. And I'm not going to load them up, I'm just going to fly them in a straight line. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Big load of interceptors just flew in and they'll go straight past the tractors, so I'll move Fleet 1 back in to make sure we win at Pickering. Yeah, I just really don't want to lose another command station there. How's the Tortoise doing? He's doing okay. Mr. Lasers is doing his thing. They're both a bit beaten up. We could improve Mr. Lasers and the Tortoise with technology. It wouldn't be the worst idea. You can always take that back as well. You're allowed to move your technology around. They're 1,250 tech points each. I am going to upgrade both of them. So his laser's just got stronger. And the Tortoise is going to do more attrition damage and so on now. Anywhere else we're in danger? Dunwich. There is a dire Pike Guardian, but he's going to die. That's fine. Pickering, the fight continues. Just pause for a second. So Fleet 1 is going to go to Pickering and then we will fix that, and I think that's then the end of the CPA. I don't see anything else. There is an Exo Strike, which is maybe causing us some... That's interesting. Fleet 1, the flagship got picked off. Let's wait to Pickering. Okay, well it looks like we have this under control. Man, Mr. Laser's really struggling against a single vampire because he can't do very high damage to single targets, and this one just keeps getting its health back. That's okay. So we got those two new targets that we were after. We've revealed some more things that I'm not very interested in. We do have hack points to spend, particularly, you know, we've got 45 hack points, so if we take, if we took Monmouth, we could hack the Spire archive there, for instance. There's the second Spire archive. Those hacks are usually quite good. But we haven't revealed anything that's a must-have by any means. I think, to be honest, I wouldn't. Oh, AIP cost 2, Armoured Parasite, Pincushion Corvette. I think our defensive forces maybe need a bit more attention, more than our offensive forces. And have we got any turret stations that we can have a look at? Ravenet is probably the only possibility. It has imploder turrets, so Ravenet would be a nice one to go and hack. Yeah, I'd be quite in favour of hacking that. How much does it cost for a hack to get those turrets? Steel turret line for all is 48 or 40 to steal, 3 times the cap just for my battle station. Right, let's load everyone up. There's no real threat to us at the moment. I'm going to send Mr. Lasers into Mount Hill to try and clear up some of this. They're already retreating, but maybe he'll get in there in time to do a bit of damage. I might send the Tortoise in there as well, to be honest. And then Fleet 1 is going to go to Dorsey. Unload and then get in there.
Right.
Yeah, we've got a big hunter fleet here that we can take out. Okay. I'm going to tell 5 and 6 to get over here as well, because that is an opportunity to kill some hunters. Which we should definitely take.
like you read my mind.
Here comes the rest of the guys.
Of course, sir.
So, beat up the enemy at Dorsey, move into Bootle, and then go to Ravenet, and I think do a hack to steal imploder turrets. Seems like a fairly sensible course of action. That will allow us to beef up our defences quite a bit. And imploder turrets are very useful against big targets from what I remember. Let's have a look at them. I hold C and click on that. Imploder turrets, for every 10% of the target remaining hull, do 1 times extra damage. Yeah, so they do a lot of damage to things with high health. Generally useful, isn't it?
We're
Yes,
on to it.
sirree.
Okay, the sniping squad has now arrived. It'll help us pick off weakened ships. They automatically aim for weakened things to finish them off. Send Mr. Lasers over there to Bootle. So we're going to need the factory.
Attention. These collisions will be recorded for science.
Send the factory back to Jumbo from Reading.
Russia fleet disintegrate.
Eglinton's going to be under attack.
Over and over again.
Eglinton hasn't got any death grip turrets currently, so we can reinforce it with those.
We'll get it built.
There we go. And we could give it another assault frigate. Energy's a touch low. Not too bad, a touch low. A little bit of threat here on has stacked up there, so
Absolutely.
can get Fleet 4 potentially to go and fight some of that threat. It's good to tidy up after yourself, right?
Bringing squads into position.
We'll be in place on schedule.
It's what humans are made of.
Spawning is Reading, but we know that Reading's pretty tough. I need to reposition my turrets still though. So let's get rid of these fusions. Oh. Subverters. What are these? Ambush turrets. They're all gone.
On our way. I'll see that it's done.
Tractors and the like. Assault frigates, and then fusions. Big lot of fusions.
We're on it.
And some ambush turrets for each of the wormholes. Eglinton should be okay.
Roger, Dodger.
Send a force into Ashburton to start a fight there. So this is going to take a little building, but Reading should be fine once that's built. And then, what's our main force doing here? We were going to move to Bootle, weren't we? Yeah. Let's unload everyone and just crash into Bootle. There's no reason to plan ahead there particularly. It's not very many enemy forces. We have overwhelming firepower. And is this a Warden fleet I'm seeing? I think so. Always happy to see my snipers doing their grim work. And we picked off a fair chunk of it as it's trying to flee. So, Ravenet is the target. We don't want anything from any of these other ones.
Copy.
So I'm going to stack people up on Ravenet. In you go. In you go. Ooh. Surprised by how tough the enemy on Ravenet is. Got a bit of Praetorian Guard, is that? No, it's just fusion bombers, okay. They are going to bail from the planet. Part of the reason this was so well defended is that they have a warden base here, so their wardens were spawning here, that's why we're doing those. Oh, some hunters have turned up, cool. Always good to kill some hunters. Fleet 2 has suffered a bit from not having any of its own ships. I believe I was going to give it its warbird frigates back at some point, so I will do that now. The warbird frigates. So how are our defences holding up already? So far fine, more things are coming into turret range and being bombed on. How much would an outguard hack cost? AIP 10 hacking points, and we would get an outguard. The outguard that we would get is Anvil Securities, which gives us some force field frigates and spiders, and automated shredders, which gives us gang saws, vampire claws. These use the expatriate hull technology, so we haven't invested anything into that, and I believe it's not terribly useful unless you're specifically going for lots of outguard. So yeah, I'm not super into that. Oh, and anything that we could hack from the human resistance fighter lab as well would get a bonus from that. Alright, where's our hack? Turret line for all. Oh, of course, we're short by 3. Let's pause for a second. I didn't realise we were short by 3 hack points. Well, what do I do then in that case? An interesting question. Interesting question indeed. So I could go and take another system. That would give me more hack points. And I may need to do that anyway, just for the scouting and the like, but I'm not sure. I did want those imploder turrets. Are there any systems around here worth taking? Is Caerleon worth taking? 8. And they're not on the path. We've got our path pretty clearly into both of the homeworlds. What's Portland like? 6. 6 Fleetwood. Mount Hill. As a transport I don't particularly want, and only has 4. Blaney has 6 and has a transport that would be useful to me. It's got Assault Frigate Mark III. This would give me... There's 8 there. So Faisley's better for the economy, but none of its fleets are teched up. Now we could spend some tech. We've got the science. We could boost up some things that are used by these. Or we've got Polarizer, Ambush Carrier, Tesla Corvette, Sentinel Gunboat. So we could do Disruptive and make our Polarizers better. And Disruptive is good because it increases all of our Pike turrets, and Translocator turrets. Translocators are on my fortress, pike turrets on every single system I have, so I think I want to take disruptive tech anyway. So what I'm going to do is take a point of disruptive tech and then reconsider taking. So we've got Polarizer Mark II there. This now has a Gravic Pod Mark II, so again that's increased about as much as that one has. We may want to take Blaney. It wouldn't be the worst idea. But I am mindful of the AIP increases we'll end up with that way. Well, if we get a bunch of hack points, we can also, we could also do a super terminal hack on Murdoch. So the super terminal, the whole time you're hacking it, you constantly decrease AIP. But the longer you're in there, the more severe the response becomes. So the super terminal, you want to have as much stuff there as you can to keep the enemy tamped down. And you can't capture the system first, so it's all about having a lot of fleet strength there and having a battle station there as well. I think in preparation for that, I am going to move my battle station. At least to Limavady. Possibly going to move it down to Eglinton and onward. Decisions. I think I should take Blaney for the assault frigates and Agravic pods. Okay. Fleet 1, load up.
In a jiffy.
Down to Paisley. This will give us another flagship, which we can drop on a world that's got a good economy. It's another thing we can do. I don't know which of my stations has the best economy actually. Okay, move 3 to there. 1 to Blaney. Yeah, 1 slow coach. Oh, he's left some behind. Well, never mind. They'll just stay here on Ravenet until our hack points increase, which they will very soon. And then I'll just start a hack, I think, because I'm not too worried about the response. Well, actually, I think I would need Fleet 1 here. I don't think Fleet 6 has enough firepower on its own.
Yes, sir. Sure thing.
In you go.
Primed and ready.
That's what we'll be getting. So we'll have a logistic command station, one that's capable of defending itself, basically. We'll have it over here. And as soon as that's built, we'll have the hack points. So, I think 1 is going to load up and head back where it was originally, and for now I'm just going to put up these mobile units to defend it until we build some turrets. So number 1,
We'll be where you need us.
back to Ravenet. Blaney.
We'll figure something out.
Light turrets. Subverter turrets.
Debris. It's what dreams are made
Fusion
of.
turrets. A line of death grips.
Yes, sir.
couple of gravity generators. And then I guess a handful of tractors as well.
I'll find a way,
Some
sir.
tachyons. Cool. It's going to hurt my economy a bit, but that's okay. And we're going to have Fleet 7 is joining us. So I'm going to strip everything off this one. The weaker stuff will probably be sent to my defensive fleet. And the assault frigate will go to our main fleet.
Time for a little target practice. Hold still.
2 waves against Reading at the same time. Both AIs want a piece of Reading. I see. I see.
I'll see it gets done.
Put in some subverter turrets and... Where are they coming from? Hounslow.
Roger that.
For a few more ambush turrets. So stealing turret line for all, and taking the imploder turret.
Hacking
This is going to
initiated.
be a relatively serious response, but we've got our main fleet here, so you know, we'll be able to handle it. These hacks are quite quick, which means you do end up with the big wave at the end happening quite quickly. And we've gone over a certain level of hack response now. Yeah, the red one is no longer on very easy, it's on easy level, which isn't really easy, it's a bit misleading. Yeah, we ended up with a good 30 strength final wave there, so not nothing. The consumer fleet is now going to get something from a 7. They're going to get the assault frigates.
A human resistance
And the graphic
cell
pods.
has engaged the AI.
Thank you. And then our defensive fleets, number 4, is going to pilfer their dark mirrors. And then we're done with the system, so I'm going to load up and move out. Send some forces to Reading.
Incoming resistance transmission. Sorry.
Off you go to Reading, all of you.
Of course, sir.
Limvidi, I think this is an Exo. Yeah, this is an Exo fleet that was spawned by the hack. And they're fighting our military world, so they don't stand much chance at all. Especially not with our upgraded pikes. Upgraded pike turrets is a nice thing to have. Pike turrets are particularly good against very heavily armoured things, which big ships tend to be.
Allied resistance ships joining the fight.
Reading has got multiple dire guardians that have turned up. Reinforcements are on their way, but yeah, significant threat to Reading. Here's our reinforcements. So we know that we're safe here now. Yeah, this is two whole big waves, so
Cell strike successful. They are
not surprising that was the defences of Reading struggled a little bit. Our metal economy is good, but I'm a bit worried about our energy economy, so I'm going to preemptively build some matter converters.
It's either death
I'm going to have 4 more matter converters, which will boost our energy up, and this will let us build some more of the various turrets that we need to defend our systems. Right now, the systems that I'm more worried about are kind of these outlying systems, actually. Drumbo's taking quite a few
Ships
hits,
detected.
so
IFF signals are friendly.
Gonna drop some
We'll make it happen.
imploder turrets to up their defenses a bit. Pickering, same thing. Imploder turrets.
Yes, sir.
Resistance cell strike successful. They are headed home.
And they can have some death grips, they haven't previously had any. In a line there. Eglinton is similar. Why has Eglinton got so much more strength? I guess I just built more. Yeah, I just built more stuff there. There's no great mystery to it.
We'll do our best.
There we go. More imploder turrets. Have a gravity generator as well. So pumping up our defenses. Blaney is in a similar situation.
On our way.
Let's just have a wave of imploder turrets. It's eating up our metal, but that's okay. So we have 22 hack points. I think we want to do a super terminal hack now. Usually I would go for a big super terminal hack, but the risk is just too high on this particular map. So, when doing a super terminal hack, you want to get everything you can there, and yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Let me pause this for a moment. So Fleet 7 has got nothing. We just want to leave it on a planet where it can activate its resource boost, on a planet that's got a fair few power and metal extractors. So I think we can find that out by looking at our economy. Here we go. Has Drumbo got a lot? Metal income per planet. Balabogi's the most. Bala is the second most. So, Bala is the one. So I'm going to send 7 off, and I'm going to put 7 just on 0. Quick check of the time. Coming up to the hour mark, that's okay. And we're going to stack up on Murdoch as soon as we can.
I've set us on course.
I'm going to send basically everything I've got down there. I don't think I want to move... Well... I'll load up Fleet 4 and then maybe they'll also come and help. You really do want to have everything you can spare. Oh, and there's a big hunter fleet stacking up there. That's very juicy. I want to go and take that out immediately. So just repositioning my forces. And the super terminal hack will do that, and then that will probably be the end of this video, which will put us in position. The next things we will do is destroy one of the AI homeworlds. That will be the next video. But doing the super terminal hack will mean that our we won't get any actual reduction to the AIP because we're at the floor at the moment, but we'll have the AIP reduction there ready for when we start destroying dire guard posts. And believe me, you need it. It's pretty crucial.
Commencing maneuver.
Moving to new station.
Come on, guys. It's slow to get around the world, isn't it? The galaxy. I'll just speed the time up. I'll go 2 times speed. Let's get back to 1 time speed. Okay, fleet number 1, straight into Murdoch.
Absolutely.
3. 6 goes into Murdoch. And Mr. Lasers will be there soon. How strong is Fleet 1 now? 105 strength. That's of course just abstract. It doesn't really tell you how good they are at doing certain things, but it's good enough for me. So, translocator turrets. We're building turrets because we're going to be attacking. Everything's going to be coming out this super terminal. Huge amounts of stuff will pour out of there. We're also going to dump tractors on it. A couple of tachyons would be helpful.
Copy that. Yeah, sure thing.
And we'll move up next to it. Now, a trick you can do if you go to fleet number 3, Eglinton, that's okay. If I move to fleet number 3, Divorce Defences, I can destroy all my distant members. So I'm going to get rid of all of those. Those were turrets that were built on other planets to help defend them, but I want them all here. I want some serious concentration of firepower here. And you'll see why when I do this hack. A line of spider turrets to paralyze things. More translocators and holoscenes.
Get right on that, sir.
There we go. So this is going to be very expensive, but we've got
Right away, sir.
both of our factories present. So we will quickly churn metal into buildings here.
Here, deal with these. We have plenty
Throw
more
another
where
tachyon
they
down.
came from.
Okay, wave against Reading, fine. Wave against Eglinton, probably fine. Four is stacked up there. Gonna send 4 to Blaney. Normally I'd keep them back as a defensive fleet, but since Eglinton's going to be attacked anyway, in fact I'll send them to Eglinton and they can unload them when they're there. That way we don't have to worry about Eglinton while we're building our defences here. This is what people would typically call a beachhead, which is where you build turrets in enemy territory. It can be really effective. It's less effective in Expert because your turrets get a penalty when they're on enemy planets. But they're still, you know, in terms of their firepower for their cost, they're just more effective than Strikecraft. More effective than frigates, more effective than all those ship lines, because they're stationary. Okay, attacking Eglinton.
Ships detected. IFF signals are friendly.
Human resistance fighters Valentoy. Oh, I guess they just saw an opportunity to attack, so they're doing a quick raid.
Human
Okay.
resistance cell in full retreat.
Or they could just run away. Sometimes the human resistance is I'm not quite sure of their motives. Construction continues. These Holocene turrets are very expensive. That's where a lot of our metal is going. But believe me, we're going to need every single one of these defences. So defences build themselves over time, but they're slow, and engineers can speed it up. So all of these are being built and taking away from my metal. But the ones that are have the engineers using their nano lathes on them are being built quicker. So I'm going to double speed for a few seconds. AI is poking its head in to have a look at what we've got here, I think. So as things start to be finished building, economy should start to recover. Let's slow things down. Now it's very easy for a super terminal hack to go really wrong, and normally I wouldn't do any save scumming at all, but I'm going to pause this and I'm going to save it. We do have lots of auto saves, but I'm going to just do YouTube 4.5. Oh, not enough points. YouTube for ST. Because things can be a bit weird with the super terminal, if what you have to do to end the hack is destroy it, or destroy the command station, and sometimes that's really difficult to do. And I don't think I want to do the whole 22 points on this. I might do, we'll find out. So the turrets are now all being finished off. And I'm going to take ship number 1. And I'm going to hack this bad boy. Subvert a super terminal. Huge amount of strength it'll generate. Let's do it.
Our hackers are starting.
So, every couple of seconds, it's going to spawn a whole load of enemies. And we're going to get an AIP decrease. And we just keep going for as long as we can, hold on, and then eventually we destroy the super terminal. And that's how we end the hack. So we would really like to spend all of our hack points, 22, if we can ideally hang on for that long. So far we're fine. When we go out to the galactic map, you can see their strength goes down and then it goes way up again. You'll get a sudden burst. The whole time this is also generating exo strikes that are going to go after our homeworld. So I think we might be able to do the full amount of hacking here, I'm not sure. It looks like we're doing okay so far. Our economy's holding up, and we've got a huge amount of firepower pouring into them. You can see we really do need all of this stuff here. Every time it spawns another wave, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we get lots of exo strikes headed towards our main base. They're up to 90 strength, it's looking pretty hairy. 124 strength. The longer we can hold on, the more we reduce our AOP overall. 144. We're starting to lose our defences pretty badly. You can see our strength is starting to drop. 4 more hack points and we'll be completely finished there. Let's do it. Let's go for the full hack. Come on, full hack. They're starting to overwhelm our defences. 2 more points. So when we reach the absolute bottom of the hack points, and we've used them all, the super terminal will automatically be destroyed. So it should get destroyed any second now. Bam, there it goes. And that's the end of the hack. So I'm going to pause this. We have a total of 305 terrifying strength and a bunch of exo strikes, which they are spawned from the super terminal, thankfully, but they're going to try to make it to our various critical structures, including our homeworld. And we are hopefully going to defeat the enemy here. That would be nice. But we could abandon it. I just don't want to let them escape. We could fight them in Blaney, you know, but we'll see if we need to. At the moment, we're still keeping on top of it. We've got more strength and then we're killing things pretty quickly. We've still got all these turrets here that are fighting. So we've lost our gravitic battle station. He's bailed out. These snipers are in jeopardy. I'm going to move them back. A lot of our stuff's paralysed. They seem to have a lot of stuff that does paralysis damage. There's a lot of stuff that turned into zombies as well, which is bad. Lost our support factory. Gonna try and move the tortoise out. Mr. Lasers, how are you doing? He's kind of beaten up actually. Mr. Lasers, I'm going to have you out there. He's been doing sterling work, but his time has come. But we're starting to chip. Oh, he's nearly crippled. I don't want to get him crippled. But I can avoid it. Please leave. Go back to Blaney. Yeah, he's bailing out now. Well, I'm retreating them at least. Out he goes. Our forces are very badly damaged here now. But our economy is doing okay. Actually, our economy is starting to go, so I'm going to tell 6 and 1 to retreat to Blaney. I'm going to get as many units as I can out of here. Although I think I'll send the starfish back in, because the starfish is, as he gets damaged, he's going to reduce stuff that will help us. So not too bad. We've generated a bunch of stuff that could run away now and cause trouble. A lot of our turrets have gone down. And our economy is taking a hit. But we did reduce the AOP. If I pause this and have a look at the AOP history, you can see in total, 21.6. It's pretty good. It's a data center's worth of AOP we just decreased there. I'm going to move back in now that we've had a chance to rebuild some of our fleet.
Construction facilities nearly depleted.
So our economy's in a right old state, but we can go back in and destroy some more of these guys. I think we've got enough here that we can win this fight. We let the shields recharge on Mr. Lasers as well, which was helpful. There we go. we start to clear up what's left. And our economy was totally used up, so we're in a weaker position temporarily, but since we've won, it doesn't really matter. Long term, this is a benefit to us. Very cool. I don't want to rebuild all these defences, so I'm going to delete them now. No, don't rebuild them. Silly thing. Because we don't want to protect this planet. There's no point. Okay, retreat to Blaney.
Right.
And that is a super terminal hack.
Of course, sir.
So we're going to let our economy recover. Going to have a short think about where we're going next. I think it's time to attack an AA homeworld.
Time for a regularly scheduled structural integrity test.
You know, we've used up our... We've already got people at Eglinton, so that's convenient. We've used up our resources. We need our economy to recover. Yeah, I think now we'll spend some science on anything we need for our assault on the homeworld, but it's time to get after a homeworld. So, if we look at our AIP, we know that killing an entire AI brain is 170 AIP total. We have a current AIP of 114, so if it was... how much do we have reduction? We've got 28 unused reduction, so it's going to be 142 AIP this will increase by, so we'll end up on 256, which will be mark level 2.
Attention.
That's
These
fine.
collisions will be
We'll just
recorded
accept
for science.
that is the case.
And so we can watch your fleet disintegrate.
Pickering is going to be attacked.
Over and over
That's fine.
again.
Clear out these enemies and knives. So a few enemies are built up
A
here that I want to get rid
human-resistant
of.
cell has engaged the AI.
Human resistance will help us too. Fleet 1's going to go and unload at Pickering to defend them. Eglinton's already got a fleet there. Yep, we're in good shape. The economy, we are still repaying. But it's 2 seconds left, yeah. So now we're making metal again. Have a look at the time.
Resistance.
1.25 hours. So I think I will call it there. So next objective, attack this home world and go all out on that. What might we want to increase in technology? Probably we want to take medium hull, but I can decide that next time. It gives us quite a lot of benefits to our offensive forces. If we want to increase our defensive forces and offensive forces, this melee upgrade is good. It's 5,000, which is a lot, but it would improve our Starfish, our Vampire Claws, Gang Swords and Absorbers, which we have a lot of, and our Death Grip turrets would also benefit as well. And Death Grip turrets are deployed on all of our planets, basically. Another defensive upgrade we could take is Disruptive again, because we would get pike turrets upgraded, and we'd also get graphic pods and parasitic pike corvettes upgraded, and that's kind of cheap. We could take that. Yeah, so a few choices. Probably medium hull because it's only 4,000 and it's a significant increase, or melee because it's 5,000. I mean, because I can't have both, I guess if I was taking one, I would just take melee, because it upgrades some turrets as well. What's the fight on Pickering looking like? Absolutely fine. Our economy is only not really recovering here because this fleet does take casualties as it fights. A lot of their things are prone to getting blown up, lots of their melee stuff. Like turrets, which are cheaper. So I could have just left this to my turret defences, but that's okay. We'll take the opportunity. make sure we win that fight. Cool. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye now.